Importance of inventory. In what does inventory allow you to do? Inventories allow for a smooth flow of production process. How? By ensuring the adequate supply of raw materials are available to the production lines. At any given time, you have raw materials, so production can meet its demands which are given to them by the sales and marketing. So if you have inventory, you could meet this demand. So you can imagine how important is inventory. Okay. Then inventory serve as buffer against uncertain usages. What is uncertain usage? There is sudden demand that comes in from the sales demand. Instead of 1,000 cartons that I required till yesterday, now I need to require 3,000 cartons of the same. Now what is one going to do? He's not going to scratch his head and say, how am I going to get it? No, he's going to look into the inventory balance. Reduces stock out situations. Very correctly said, because if you have inventories, you'll never encounter stock out situations, because you will always be having a planned input coming in for a planned output to take place. Inventories represent resources acquired at a cost, thereby locking up substantial capital. We touched on this subject while talking about carrying cost. Inventory, of course, is money that has been kept there, and this is not just simple money, it's a substantial amount of money. It is normally 60 to 80% of the annual turnover, so it's a huge amount of money. And if it is not kept in a proper or planned in a proper manner, it could lead to bankruptcy of the company. Now we look into types of inventories. Types of inventories that a firm normally possesses or has with them. Okay, production inventory. What are production inventories? Very simple. They are raw materials. Okay, in a food processing company, there could be ingredients, packaging materials, and the other requirements that were there to process the finished goods. Okay, MRO. MRO stands for maintenance, repair, and operating supplies inventory. Now, these are inventories that are necessary or required, because though they don't add up to the finished product, but they help in achieving a finished product. In-process inventories. Now, in-process inventories are work in process or semi-finished goods. These came into being because of various factors, because there was seasonal demand coming in, so you produced half-baked or half-made products and kept aside so you could use it in the final stage to meet the surge of the demand that was going to come in. So these are halfway products basically. And then comes finished good. Of course, this is the final product that a production department makes and hands it over back to the finished goods stores, who then will distribute and supply it as and when they required. Cycle inventory. What is a cycle inventory? Now let's assume you order a quantity and it arrives only when the use or the available quantity goes 0. So opening on hand is nil, order quantity is Q, so Q divided by 2 is the cycle inventory. Safety stock. Safety stock inventory is a stock kept in reserve, okay, to buffer situations or to offset situations that come into being because of various uncertainties that one encounters. Now, anticipation inventories are inventories that came into being because you were expecting a shortage in a product, you were expecting price rise in that product, you were expecting that there would be greater demand for this product in the future. So what you did was you bought in extra material in anticipation of future that it will be an increase in price or run short in the market. So these were anticipated inventories that were bought earlier. The pipeline inventories are also known as stock on order. These are moving towards you but not yet received, but they have to be accounted for. Fluctuation inventories are inventories that buffer the fluctuations or erraticness that takes place while the production process is on. So this inventory will only be there if you know there are a lot of uncertainties or risk elements involved during maintaining of inventories.